The Ghost Phone. A Halloween story. Lucy loved Halloween. She loved dressing up, carving pumpkins, and going trick-or-treating with her friends. But most of all, she loved talking to ghosts. Lucy had a special phone that could connect her to the spirit world. It was a gift from her grandmother, who had passed away when Lucy was very young. Lucy missed her grandmother a lot, but she was happy that she could still hear her voice and ask her questions. Lucy's ghost phone looked like a normal phone, except it had a dial with different symbols instead of numbers. Each symbol represented a different type of ghost, such as friendly, scary, funny, or wise. Lucy could choose which kind of ghost she wanted to talk to by turning the dial and pressing the call button. Lucy had talked to many ghosts over the years. She had learned about history, jokes, secrets, and mysteries. She had made friends with some ghosts and avoided others. She had even prank called a few ghosts who were not very nice. But there was one ghost that Lucy had never talked to before, the ghost of Halloween. The ghost of Halloween was the most powerful and mysterious ghost of all. He was the ruler of the spirit world and the guardian of the veil between the living and the dead. He only appeared on Halloween night, and only to those who were brave enough to call him. Lucy had always wanted to talk to the ghost of Halloween, but she was also afraid of what he might say or do. She had heard stories about him from other ghosts, some good and some bad. Some said he was kind and generous and would grant wishes to those who pleased him. Others said he was cruel and capricious and would play tricks on those who annoyed him. Lucy decided that this year she would finally call the ghost of Halloween. She waited until it was dark and everyone else in her house was asleep. She took her ghost phone and went to her closet, where she felt the most safe and cozy. She turned on a flashlight and closed the door behind her. She looked at the dial on her ghost phone and found the symbol for the ghost of Halloween. It was a jack-o'-lantern with a wicked grin. Lucy felt a shiver run down her spine as she turned the dial and pressed the call button. She waited for a few seconds, then heard a ringtone that sounded like a howling wolf. She gulped and held the phone to her ear. "Hello," she said nervously. "Hello, Lucy," a deep voice answered. Lucy gasped. How did he know her name? "Who are you?" she asked. "Of Halloween," he said. "And you are the first person to call me in a long time." "Really?" Lucy said. "Yes, really," he said. "Most people are too scared to talk to me. But you are not like most people, are you?" "I guess not," Lucy said. "You are curious and adventurous," he said. "You like to explore the unknown and discover new things." "I do," Lucy said. "That's why I like you, Lucy," he said. "You have a spirit of Halloween in you." "Thank you," Lucy said. "You're welcome," he said. "Now tell me, what do you want from me?" "What do you mean?" Lucy asked. "I mean, why did you call me?" he said. "Do you have a question, a wish, a challenge?" Lucy thought for a moment. She had so many things she wanted to ask him, but she also wanted to be careful not to offend him. "I just wanted to talk to you," she said. "Talk to me?" he repeated. "Yes," Lucy said. "About what?" he asked. "About anything," Lucy said. "Anything?" he said. "Yes," Lucy said. He laughed. It was a loud and booming laugh that echoed in her ears. "You are funny, Lucy," he said. "I like that too." He paused for a second, then said, "Okay, let's talk about anything." And so they did. They talked about Halloween, of course. They talked about its origins, traditions, customs, and legends. They talked about their favorite costumes, candies, movies, and stories. They talked about the best and worst tricks they had ever seen or done. They also talked about other things. They talked about life and death, past and present, dreams and nightmares. They talked about their hopes and fears, their joys and sorrows, their likes and dislikes. They talked about things that made them laugh and things that made them cry. They talked for hours, until Lucy realized that it was almost dawn. She looked at her window and saw a faint light coming through the curtains. "Oh no," she said. "I have to go." "Why?" he asked. "Because it's almost morning," she said, "and you'll disappear." He sighed. "You're right," he said. "I will." He sounded sad. "Will I ever talk to you again?" Lucy asked. "Maybe," he said, "if you call me next Halloween." "I will," Lucy said. "I hope so," he said. He paused for a moment, then said, "Lucy, can I ask you something?" "Sure," Lucy said. "Do you like me?" he asked. Lucy smiled. "Yes, I do," she said. He smiled too. "I like you too, Lucy," he said. "You are the best friend I ever had." Lucy felt a warm feeling in her heart.